Hello, everyone. I just had a conversation with Daryl Holt, and he had requested to speak with James Rink. I believe James Rink was connected particularly to some of these biolabs, and so we had a very interesting conversation, and I hope you are able to get some information out of this. Remember, this is for everyone, not just for us. So keep listening, and thank you for your support. Here we go.
Hello, James Rink here with Jessica, and we're going to do a little collaborative video about Daryl Holt. And now I just watched two videos that Jessica sent me from some of her past regressions, or channeling sessions she's done. And there was some, there was these beings that were living in this hovel, I call them beings. They look like, I guess, Jessica, you said they look like humans. They're about 12 years old. They live in the, and it was in a world, or maybe it was our future, where you're gonna have to clarify that, but it was a planet where there was two alien races were coming to this planet, testing weapons, and I guess they did their skirmishes, and then it was leaving all this waste behind, and it was making the people sick, where they could only live about 30 years old. So some of these beings have been doing time travel. They live underground, they get vaccinated, and they can live up to the age of 30 or 40. They're coming here to our timeline, where they've been you, Jessica, to do, I guess, like telepathic communication. So one of these beings wanted to reach out to me. So this is, be curious to see where this goes. Is that it in a nutshell?
Yeah, that's pretty much. Yeah, they're in a desperate situation, and they figure, it was worth the risk to travel back in time to figure out what's going on, and to see if they can figure out where this species came from. Both those species are not in our history, and so he has to figure out where they came from, because they just sort of came out of nowhere, and maybe something opened up that we don't know about in the future. So he showed up to me. Anyone that shows up to me, then I work with them and try to help, because I figure it works for the benefit of everyone. And considering that the past, present, and future are all kind of intersecting at all times, even if it looks like, well, it's a future, we don't have to worry about it, we do, because it does impact our present. So, and whatever they do, whatever he does in our timeline. So what I'm seeing right now is he told me that he wanted to talk to James, and I'm seeing like this building that has cinder blocks. You know what a cinder blocks are? The kind of like not cement, but they're those sort of cement blocks that they put together, and they, it sort of looks like a very strong structure. And he's hiding behind it right now. And I saw Alberta, Canada. And that's where he says he's at.
All right. And you said there was some police after him?
That was the last one. Let me find out what's going on.
All right.
He said that happened a while back.
Oh. Because they look like a vagrant? Is that the story?
Yeah. He says anytime they see kids hanging around, they tell them to go home. They figure that we're stealing something. He said, but we have things of monetary value, so that he can always trade and get what they need. He said, we don't require a whole lot. He pretty much, they find ways to sleep in like buildings that are, maybe condemned, or he's shown me some vehicles and stuff like that. But he said they have to stay transient like that. He says he doesn't want us to feel sorry for them, that they're really here on a survival mission, and they also don't want any adults telling them what to do, because the adults don't know what's going on and shouldn't interfere.
Well, it would be a lot less suspicious if they could find one human, adult human, to take them in, as and perhaps portray the role as of their parent. And how many kids how many other children are there in this group that have been hanging out with each other?
He says they break up in threes or something, so
Okay.
it doesn't look as obvious like they're moving around as a gang. They found that it really caused a lot of problems if there were too many of them there together, but they have means of telepathic communication, and they have something that they put in their ears, I guess.
Hmm.
They put it actually like they do have devices that look like phones, and they have like a headset that they use, and they put it in there, and they can communicate with each other, but it's not like on a regular like phone line.
But I thought they were telepathic.
They are, but they also have this. He's showing me right now this little piece of like that you insert into the like a headset too. It's a little device. They have some little technology pieces that they're using, but they are telepathic as well. If someone got lost, they would seem to find each other. I'm asking what he's doing there in Alberta.
Yeah, and how are they able to accomplish their mission if they're just hanging out in abandoned warehouses and collecting trash all day? I mean,
He
how's
said
that?
that the people on the street know what's going on more than the average person does. He says regarding
Huh.
like travelers, and I mean they don't always remember. A lot of them are kind of out of it, but word gets on the street about different things that happen, and you can see a lot more if you're out like at night, rather than the work day is kind of, things are kind of quiet. People are just sort of doing their stuff, and so any activity that's going on doesn't take place during those hours. It takes place afterwards when people start to go to sleep. So that's when the different, the strange activity starts happening.
Okay.
He said that there's a MyLab there in Alberta. Two of his friends are there. He says, but they're not in trouble. They're looking around.
You mean at my lab base?
Yeah, it's underground, but they're not. It's not human run. He says the ones that he's dealing with are not run by humans. He said they're run by alien species.
Hmm. Well, they could. I know I'm jumping around here. I'm going to throw this out as a suggestion. Some of these extraterrestrial races can make clone avatars, and they use them to travel to other worlds. They can make a clone avatar of a human and then project their consciousness into it and then use that to be their parents. Just saying.
Yeah, yeah,
Ask what they like my idea, or if they even thought of it.
yeah. He said you're right. He says a lot of different variations, but that's one of them.
Okay.
That he says they do know who the kids are. They don't really bother them. It almost reminds me of they're sort of like the Monarch kids, but they're different. They don't really get tortured because they know that the ETs know that they're not from here, and they kind of will do things to others, but not to them.
Okay,
And
but ask them that they're on a really thin line, because if they can do this to humans, it's only a matter of time before they find a way to do it to them.
they said they've been shutting them down.
Hmm.
They're able to shut them down.
Who's shutting who down?
Daryl says he's able to shut them down.
Okay, and Daryl is one of these
Kids, yeah.
they're not really kids. They just look like kids.
He's showing me you wearing a green. You're there, I guess. You're wearing. All right, so that's why he wanted us to talk. you're wearing a green, like a olive green shirt with 3 buttons, and then it has a thin stripe of another color in it. Maybe it's like a burgundy color or something.
All right. So that's why he wanted to reach out to me, because he's seen me in one of these bases.
Yeah. He said they put a baseball hat on you.
All right. Can you ask him if this was like one of these 20 years and back where they pull me away and I'm gone for many years? Or is this an incident where I was pulled away and just there for a few hours? Or is this a clone? Perhaps it's a clone of me.
He said it's not a clone of you. There's a woman that claims to be your mother. He said she's not your mother.
Who's not my mother?
This woman.
What? Well, who's this woman we're referring to?
I don't know. She's not right. I think she's Russian. She's like a Russian spy, and claims to be your mother. She's like heavy set and short.
So is this
Brunette hair, very round face, very obnoxious. Like really not right.
How does that affect me, or this version of me?
She dropped you off there. I think she had taken you from somewhere else. Let me see where she took you from. You were a soldier. You were a soldier in Russia, and they age regressed you, and then she brought you there because you didn't listen, and in their minds, you aren't listening.
They must have.
Daryl said you're the key to help out everyone.
The Key?
Yeah. He said you're the key to help out everyone in my labs.
That sort of kind of reminds me that the first Ghostbusters movie where the guy was going around saying, "Are you the gatekeeper?" And
Key master.
was he trying to talk to Zool or something? But it's not like that, I hope. No.
He's literally the key master or anything like that.
Oh, the key master? Is that what it was?
No. Yeah. No, it's more like you have whatever it is to shut this stuff down. He said you're getting close to it. He said once they shut this down, then they'll leave his friends alone because they keep targeting his friends because they're children. He said, and for some reason, they're looking for gifted kids, and they keep pulling his friends, and they just distracting him from doing what he has to do. So he said somehow that this is hooked into you, and it's something about this woman too. I don't know.
This Russian handler. I would call her a handler more than a mother, based on your description. What kind of mother would just
happen? Because she's just so obnoxious. I mean, she's like, she's loud. She's trying to be intimidated.
So she was basically trying to traumatize me by her behavior.
I know who she is right now. Like, I can't say who she is, but maybe. Yeah, I'll have to tell you afterwards.
Is it a public figure?
Someone that we that probably is in our community of. Yeah, I know exactly who she is.
Okay, well, we can save that for a private conversation.
It's extremely forceful. She wants to see you disciplined. You don't know what's going on. They brought you back into like a juvenile mindset.
And they erased my memories of her?
Yeah. Well, maybe not completely, but they erased your memories of that you were an adult and you were supposed to be in charge. They didn't want you knowing as much as you knew, and you were going to kind of blow things open.
They were worried that that's the direction I was headed.
Yeah.
Maybe because I kept telling them that I'm not going to comply, and then I'm going to get mama memories back and fuck you all. Oh, sorry, screw you all.
Well, there was some like reverse engineering stuff that was going on in Russia, and also what they were doing with some of the souls. It's like a program that they sort of got hijacked into with some ETs in Russia, and they started messing around with things.
Hmm. Well, what I'm confused about is that I thought when they brought me into Labyrinth Group, and then eventually I was brought into a Super Soldier Projects here in the United States. And then I later went into the U.S. Army, apparently, and so on. Why am I in the Soviet Union? I'm assuming this is the Soviet Union, or I guess you said Russian, but
I'm seeing Lenin.
what am I doing over there? I don't know. I thought I was a Go USA. Why would DARPA send me over there? I'm assuming it's DARPA that was involved in all that.
I think when there's someone that has a high profile or someone that has abilities that everyone's trying to get them to work with them. So they according to what you were able to do, then they kept probably bringing you in. I mean, I believe you've been in England too in their programs.
It's kind of curious about this. It was a time where I had other super soldiers contact me, and then they've actually had a lot of experiences being a Soviet in the Soviet Union as a super soldier, and I guess they died back in the early days. And they never really said specifically that I was there, but I had the impression that I was, because every time, like right before they would start texting me or messaging me on Facebook, I would start hearing the Soviet national anthem in my head. And I would actually be working for 20, 30 minutes humming the song. And then I stopped. I'm like, what the heck? This is the Soviet national anthem. Nobody plays this song anymore. Why am I thinking this song in my head? So is there a comment about that? Why would I be even thinking about, maybe I'm picking up someone else?
Because when you get pulled in and I would say like recruited to assist in what you would consider a project, and you didn't see any crossing over limitations as far as it's this nation or that nation, or having an allegiance to any nation in particular, because it was for a global cause.
And did I have my memories of my previous 20 years and back, for lack of better terms?
You had a full awareness when you were in Russia. You knew too much, and once you realized that the humans you thought were in charge, that had an awareness, were not, they were already hijacked. So essentially, it was an ET group that was working through Lenin and having him do certain things. And I think it goes all the way up with some of those rulers over there. There's a huge group, I want to say conglomerate, or like a alliance of species over there that are pretty much dictating what's going on and creating a persuasion. And so you thought you were going into for a greater cause or a greater good, and then you started getting roped into a few different things that you didn't agree to, they're saying. And then essentially you wanted out, and then they sent this handler and
to be my mother?
Be your mother.
Well, do they like program me, like put me in a trip seat and make me think that she was my mom?
You kind of knew that she wasn't your mom. You just didn't connect to her at all, and but you had no.
They could have done a better job if they at least found out somebody I was connected to. It's like, oh well, she's not really my mom, but at least we're. I kind of go along with she's.
So she dropped you off in Alberta, Canada, to teach you a lesson for not listening to her.
And did I learn my lesson?
No, you're on. There's about 4 other people that they did something similar to, that you recognize, and you're trying to help each other. But like I said, you're smaller in stature now. You don't have the strength that they, because you're a child. Daryl's, let me see. So your knowledge about these species is what's going to help shut it down.
How did I even gain knowledge of this species? If I was a child, and they must have kept me restrained in some room.
No, you knew about it in Russia. You saw it. That's why they age regressed you. You knew about who were the players behind Russia.
Okay, so but what about and going back to these children? Was there any reason why they brought me back to a child because of these children? They wanted me to interact with them as a child, or was that not really?
No, it has nothing to do with it.
Okay.
They were just trying to disempower you and get you to be quiet because not many people will listen to a child. You were like an adult soldier.
I can see that would be the case, yeah.
You were about ready to kind of blow the whistle on what was going on, and then the age regressed you.
So they're hoping that I'll get my memories back and finish the job or finish where I started?
Yeah.
Well, how will we go about getting my memories back? Everything I've tried doesn't seem to really help much. Except, I mean, a few things help, but not much.
Yeah, I can ask him to help with that. He said that we're running out of time. He said they're ready. They're going to do some injections right now. I just saw a needle. They're going to do a round of injections to the kids. He goes, I'm not going to have anybody go through that. He said, keyword Alamo, something Alamo.
Is this like to activate one of my altars that has some of the memories?
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you're going super soldier on them.
How do you figure that?
you just went into like a reaction, and you started knocking things over, and the other kids are joining you, and you're taking over. You're not as powerless as you thought. They don't have a military there. They're like
to restrain me, to restrain a super soldier, not trained for this type of situation.
So the kids are taking over. They're breaking things. You got it worked up.
But what I'm a little confused about is I'm here talking to you, and you're saying I'm there too. So how do you figure that?
That's another like whether it's surrogate or whatever, but it's another aspect of you.
Is it another parallel reality, or is it me like being taken outside of time and I'm there as well?
Yeah, it's more like that. Yeah.
And is it at the present day era right now? This is happening.
Yep.
Well, just out of curiosity, how many versions of me are there in the universe right now? All over the place.
I don't think he wants to answer that right now. I think he's trying to get the kids out.
Okay, I understand. Well,
no, I'm seeing them. They're all running around.
Yeah, I suppose priorities come first.
You got a riot happening. He's gonna unlock a door so they can all get out.
What kind of abilities am I utilizing?
There's a steel door like this thick, probably about I don't know, 7-8 inches thick, and he opened it up.
Who opened it?
Daryl did.
What am I doing at the moment?
You were just creating chaos. You were kicking things and knocking things over and intimidating them and getting rid of the needles so they wouldn't inject you guys, because it was making you guys passive and tired and in kind of an altered state. I'm just waiting for them to, there's a alarm going off. I can see the light blinking like a red light, and there's two of them that are behind. Oh, there's a couple of them that are not doing well. They're really sick. A couple
From
of kids
the,
come out.
was it from the injections? Too much of it?
They were dying. Two of the kids were dying.
Because the injection, they were overdosing them, or they just were allergic to the drugs? Not tolerating it.
It wasn't just. It was more of like the trauma, psychological abuse. They were just like not wanting to be there anymore.
But I thought these children had the ability to come and go from this base.
These are not his friends. These are regular kids that are caught in the MyLab. So you have a combination of his friends, and then you're there, and he knows that you're like you can be activated, and then there's others that also got activated, and then there are a few kids in there that are more of like empaths, and they're sensitive, and so they couldn't handle it. But those are not his friends that he came with.
So these are children, some of them at least, are children from the U.S., Canada, maybe all around the world.
All around the world. There's a few kids there from China.
All right.
They can. One of them can levitate stuff.
Do they have a plan on how to get evacuating them from the facility?
Yeah, they're pulling them out right now. The kids are running out, and then they had to go back in to get. There's like two of them that were sick or just couldn't leave on their own.
How are they going to get them out of the facility?
They're going to carry them out.
Oh, so literally, it doesn't sound like there's almost like no security at all.
No, but they didn't need it because they're kids. They just had it was like lab people, but they had you guys like immobilized so you couldn't react, and then they kept drugging you, and that's when Daryl had you activated, and you reacted, and then you guys you're getting free.
Because they never really expected us to get activated.
Yeah.
Did they? Are they
these stairs? Almost like you ever see those stairs that go into like not a basement. What do they call that? Like outside of your house, when you want to just go in.
Fire escape?
No, it's down in the ground. There's like stairs. It was hidden. You couldn't see.
Is it a spiral staircase or a ladder?
No, straight stairs going right down, like a basement, outside basement area.
Okay.
Yeah. Coming out.
And so is this actually all of this is in a deep underground base, or was it in a building with a basement?
It looks like it was deep underground. There's a lot of stairs.
So they're actually going up. They're not going down.
Yeah, they're going up right now to leave, to get out. Mm-hmm.
Well, what do they do once they get out? I mean, if they can get that far. They're probably going to need somebody to come pick them up.
Yep. Yeah, because it's kind of remote. I don't really see much. It looks like farm country or something. It's open. It's sort of flat, and grasses or something, and then there's like a mountainous area. I don't even know where this is. I think I've not seen this base before. Yeah, there's like some Rocky Mountains around it.
Because I know James Casbolt mentioned a base near the Rocky Mountains where he was taken when he was a child, and they were programming him.
Maybe it was the same one.
I can look up the name of the facility.
This was around Alberta, so Rocky Mountains would be.
I think he even said it was near Alberta. Let me look his. Okay.
He said that there is a, it looks like an ACIO craft that's coming to take the kids.
How do they know they needed? I mean, somebody's coordinating something.
I think Daryl is coordinating it. He can make himself sound like he's an adult or something.
All right.
I see it. It looks like an oval spacecraft.
Q522 Nelson base. I don't know if that rings a bell. It's probably not the same because I would assume they would have a lot of security at Q522.
Not necessarily. There's different levels of it. I feel like the kids were on an upper level and minimal security because they were fairly young.
Does he have a name of this facility? Am I correct? Or is it something different?
He's nodding his head. He says it's right. So you said it was Q. What is it?
Q522 Nelson. In Nelson, Canada. I think Nelson, Canada. Let me see. Well, that's in. I guess that's in British Columbia. You said Alberta. Is that close enough?
He said they don't have necessarily a name for the base. They just knew where it was. He just named the city, but it could be. He said everyone's safe now. He said this is what was causing wars, is that these were gifted children that were taken out of facilities from different nations, and they took it as a very aggressive action. And so it was causing a lot of conflict because and neither nation was involved. There was an AT group that was doing it and then using this kind of space where they wouldn't be interfered with, but no one knew where the children were coming from. They've apprehended that woman.
They should give her the same treatment.
She was using technology that had AI qualities in it. And was causing some problems, using the abilities of the children too, to get what she wanted.
Like mind control her opponents?
To project authority worldwide. She had intentions of projecting things.
It doesn't seem very like a smart thing to do because that eventually that could be turned on you.
I agree, but people do get power hungry. It's easy, you have access to technology and so forth.
All right. And so what's going to be the fate of this woman, my handler mother?
They're going to strip her of her power. She had way too much power, and she was obviously abusive. There's 3 other people that are involved in this that are not supposed to be. She kept hooking in people that weren't supposed to be involved and said that you and these other kids needed to be handled or controlled because you're a problem. But you guys weren't a problem. It was their need. If they held on to you, then they could get power. So they're cutting you free from all of that, and so maybe it will feel lighter for you. where you're disengaging from that pull.
And did she consider herself the mother for all these children? So,
Yeah, yeah.
hmm,
Essentially, if she saw anyone with power, she assumed authority over them.
all right. All right. So, are there any other messages from these children, or maybe my other self?
He said he has to go to his next place. He said he would really appreciate if you can go to the next base, which is Guantanamo. Is that Cuba?
What? There's a MyLab facility there?
He said, of course there is.
Huh. Well, okay. Well, I don't mind. Well, let's go ahead. Let's explore it. So, what's going on I'm assuming the underground portion?
He says there's red suits and blue suits. Heavy mind control and forced military mind, kind of like Clockwork Orange, you know, when they kind of get in their head and expose them to a lot of violence. Creating some kind of soldiers. I see Castro, and as a program that he had for the children. But like I said, I don't think these rulers are really just human. I think they're walk-ins.
Now, I thought Castro was opposed to the U.S., so why would he? So that he did have access to Guantanamo. Guantanamo.
Yeah, before before the it was turned and used as a prison. They don't really care. I mean, everything's a facade. You know, it looks like one thing and then it's something else. So you think that it serves a certain purpose, but it not necessarily, and it's not really clear. There's always this ambiguity about things.
Hmm.
I don't know why I'm seeing Trump right now. Yeah. So that the kids were being like they were hooked in as soldiers for their whatever their agendas were, and they thought that they were carrying out certain things, and maybe they even thought that they were doing American stuff, but it was an agenda for Cuba. It really complicates things, doesn't it?
All right. So these children are in Cuba too?
It's another group and another aspect of yourself.
I'm down there too?
Yep. You're in like a red jumper. They're training you for skydiving or jumping out of planes.
And I'm okay with that?
About 15 years old.
Huh. I mean, surely other people would have seen children. I get maybe they do. They see children at Guantanamo. American-looking
I don't
children.
know what time period it is. It might have been before the prison was there, or I don't know. They had you working on planes like a mechanic, kind of like the small planes, not like the big like.
Light aircraft.
Adrian's there.
Oh, interesting.
He's wearing a blue jumpsuit, so he's more ground related. They have you doing, going up in the planes. And they have you learning how to work on the planes in the event that one crashes, that you can fix it if you need to.
Makes sense.
There's about 25 teenagers there. Daryl wants to help you guys get out of there. This is because it's almost like they're doing time loops, and you're getting into weird loops over there, because they keep on having you do the same things over and over again. So that there's an event where that is going to happen in Cuba, but they keep on switching the time loop so it doesn't happen.
You mean like the communist government collapses?
Something. I'm not quite sure if there's a destructive storm or there's something. There's this movie, it kind of reminded me of like the Labyrinth kids, Miss Peregrine and the Strange Children or something like, I forget the name of the title. And they had these parameters where they would travel, and then at a certain time each day, you'd have to fix the clock so there wouldn't be an explosion or a destruction. And it sort of reminds me of that. There's like this sub-reality there that's preventing something really bad from happening. And all the kids that were involved in that project are easily triggered by certain things. Maybe it's anxiety or something, and they feel like they need to protect or lash out, and they blame. The first thing is they're programmed to blame the U.S. for certain things.
Who's blaming the U.S.?
The program that's in the kids that are there, and anyone that's there, are thinking that it's the U.S.'s fault for something that happens, and I can't quite see what it is, but it's like they created a loop. So maybe pull you and all those kids out of that loop because you're perpetuating it, and it's not that it's going to open up this cataclysmic event or whatever's going to happen there in Cuba, but at least you'd be free from that, supporting it.
Well, how many years have I been there as this child? I'm assuming they keep me re-aged over.
You're 15, and then they said 15 years.
So they keep me there as a 15-year-old for 15 years?
Yeah.
And I guess the intention was just to keep me there indefinitely, since I guess they can.
Yeah, because I think here again, you're supporting whatever it is that prevents this event. I want to say it's a weird storm or something, in the natural one, not like a manufactured one. But they think the U.S. government does it, but the U.S. government, doesn't want a storm like that either. I don't know. It's weird.
And why do they just keep me 15 years old? Why don't they just let me get a little bit older?
Because it's an age where you're still listening to them. You won't rebel them. As soon as you get to about 20 or so, you would pull out.
Yeah, I can see that would be the case.
Yeah. They have Adrian working very hard.
All right, and can you? Okay, so what do they want to do? How do we go about rescuing children?
Daryl needs you to walk through. There's like a portal of some sort, and you keep on. It's like a repeat of seeing this like machine gun on the ground, there's something inside of you that says pick up the machine gun and tell everyone you're leaving and back off. And you walk out of there, and you know that there's like this like vortex, but they scare you guys to think that you can, get out of there. But it's like, getting off a train that keeps running, and you just want to get out. And I don't know why I'm drawn to this like machine gun on the ground.
All right.
Um,
So
they say that as soon as you do that, they follow you. And this seems to be the trend, is that you're the one that takes the action, that shifts everything, and then they find liberation. Like in my lab, where you're the one who reacted when they came out with the needles and started kicking and knocking things over, that gave them courage to stand up and free themselves.
so that's why that's why they give me double, triple the dose, because they're worried that I could trigger a lot of other people from rebelling.
If you awaken and remember that you can do certain things, and you can leave, and then you can help the others leave. But as long as you forget who you are, they're trapped. And so I think that's what he meant, that you're the key. There's a boy there by the name of John Bell, he said, who was a friend of his. He's going to help. He's going to cover your back.
And he also appears to be 15.
Yeah. He's a flyer.
Okay. Are there any other kids there that I know in my adult life that I'm not even aware of that they were connected?
There's about at least 5 of them that you've talked to for like super soldiers.
Is Paul there?
I think they call him Donnie. Yeah, he's there.
I figure I knew Paul from someplace other than. Okay, well, Paul hasn't really gone public with his story, but someday.
Yeah, they call him Donnie, they said.
All right. What do they call me? Hey, Donnie. Danny boy. Oh, that's Danny boy, but what do they call me?
Filippo?
Filippo. We got like a Latino names. I guess we all speak Spanish. Native.
Yeah.
Do we look American, like white, Caucasian?
White. Yeah.
Does it look like a younger version of me, or am I actually? They shoot me at Latino DNA.
You have a little bit of like a more of a, I won't say beard, but 5 o'clock shadow. Darker. Hair's darker. Skin's a little darker.
All right. So I get on this machine gun, and what goes on next?
No, you're afraid to touch it. And you see it, it stands out to you, but you're afraid to touch it, and then you loop around and go back. It like sets you out, and then it starts over again.
What?
You have to tell yourself, go pick up the machine gun, tell everyone to back off, and then everything sets into place, into action for yourself.
You mean they were ready to reset us again for another year, another year? So right at that point, I mean, it must have got to the point where after we do this for a couple cycles, we must know we get like some really bad deja vu. It's like something's not right here. So the key was for us to walk around this gun, and that triggers us to lose our memories, and then we get.
You have to actually go and pick it up, and then say, I'm leaving, back off, and then the other guy will show up. He'll cover you. You go through this portal of some sort, and then the rest of them will follow you. So about 17 of them or so. And then that will be finished with get yourself out of there, that loop.
And how do we actually get through the portal?
It's like right there. It's connected somehow. It's near the machine gun is near it, but you're not fully aware of it. You just know that you have to pick up that machine gun.
Hmm. All right. Um, and so does all of us escape out of this portal?
Yeah,
And what does our handlers think of that?
because Daryl's friends are there to support you guys.
All right. And what about the handlers? Do they even know what happened that we're all walking away from them?
They lose power. It's the same situation as the other my lab. They lose power.
Yes, but so they're aware of the situation. Everything's falling apart for them.
They've been looping as well, so they're kind of don't know anything other than what they keep doing. So it's like a glitch in the matrix, or you're doing something different than you've done before that pulls you out.
Okay. And then where are we taken after we go through the portal?
Sirius?
Hmm.
Sirius star system, which you then correct something there and then come back here.
Hmm.
You're all over the place. You're all different areas, but I think it's a portal to Sirius.
All right. Well, that was easy. If I did, I guess I don't know if I was really much of a help, but
Yeah, well, you have to have an intention to pick up the machine gun.
oh, okay. So just by thinking about it now, it was helping me to break the loop.
Yeah, tell yourself to pick up the machine gun.
All right.
You're
Pick up the
sitting there
machine.
looking at it right now.
Yeah, pick up the machine gun, motherfucker.
All right, you got it? You
Dude.
got it? Let me say that someone's coming at you with like a military, like, the hard hat, Marine type of thing, and telling you to, soldier, put it down. And you're walking backwards. Another guy comes out. It's a friend of Daryl's, telling him to back off. And then the rest of them, he says, "Come on, everyone!" And then they're all following through. And
Are
you
they?
don't until your friends go past you.
Hmm. So I let all my friends go, and then I'm the last one.
He's the last one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Daryl. Daryl is the last one.
Yeah.
Mhm. And
Okay, you're out. Wow, I almost got like, and your balance goes off. I just got a little dizzy. Okay, I don't know if I want to go to Sirius with you guys. It's almost giving me like seasickness. It's the travel. All right, there's someone there waiting for you. He's got black hair.
hmm.
They're thanking and rewarding you guys for something. And he said he's helping you to pull yourself back together, collecting all your different aspects.
Is there anything that can be done to help me get some of those memories in my civilian my life too?
I mean, I would think that as you start to pull yourself out of these different realities and memories, you
These
start
loops.
back, yeah, you're not in that loop anymore. I mean, I can't believe how they use certain people for these weird agendas. And maybe they thought that they needed to, hold certain people in place to keep something from happening, but if they're karmically doing stuff, and nothing's going to prevent that from happening.
Hmm. So I guess I'm getting like deprogrammed. The whole
Yeah,
group of us.
they're putting you all on sleep.
What are they gonna do with us?
Um, I think it's like healing beds or something. Some kind of heat and they had implants and taken out implants. And I don't know if they're gonna. Let me ask Daryl what they're gonna do. What happens next?
Yeah. So suddenly, if I got like 15 years of memories at Guantanamo Bay, I'll call you. Let you know. Hey, what the heck?
They just had you doing like these really weird flight exercises and short trips over some of the islands.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe transporting things. There's some gold,
So
money, stuff.
I'll be able to speak fluent Spanish.
I don't know about that, Philippe.
Philippe. I mean, that's more like a French.
No, Filippo.
Filippo. Okay.
Trying to think what they were calling Adrian.
Were there any women there?
They called him Ramon.
Ramon. Yeah, he's gonna get kicked from that. We should give ourselves a bunch of nicknames.
I don't know. I feel really good. Like I feel like something good just happened. I think that they kind of it was almost like Raw or something that you connected with, and then they brought you back down. So now I see you in one of those hockey rinks under underground base.
Oh, great! Another time loop because I know we talked about that before.
Yeah, the hockey rinks.
I was a hockey player last turn of the century, and that's how I got part of the Labyrinth group. I guess they because I was really good at it, like like pro league, what good, and then they every time they would re-age me or put me in these projects, they would always try to have me in one of these different underground hockey leagues. I guess maybe because maybe they idolize, they wish they had my abilities, even though if you were to give me a hockey stick, which there's one right there,
Yeah.
I wouldn't really even know what to do with it. So maybe one day I'll wake up and say, hey, wow, so that's what I need to do, and go out to the hockey rink and
I think that they take you with your abilities and then they extract your abilities.
for like one of these loops.
They have other soldiers or some of their own people that they want to be enhanced. And so they'll actually take some gifts and abilities.
Does that mean they like put me in a trip seat, download the memories, and upload my memories into someone else as their own?
I think just by having you in, like as a child in these labs, and that's probably why you don't play or don't have the ability to play anymore. They kind of took those abilities from you and they gave it to
Wow.
us.
So, all right. So basically everything that I'm really, really bad at in my life, like absolutely horrible at, is probably something they took my ability from.
Yeah, yeah. I think and by pulling yourselves out of these realities and reclaiming some of your original abilities, then I'm not saying that you're going to be a hockey player now, but probably in your next experience, you'll be, better, have brought back some of your original abilities. I mean, I do that all the time because I know things were taken from me. And sometimes I'll actually see it in different places. And I'll just take it back. It's mine. I want it. And it's not like you're not taking it from anyone else because it doesn't belong to them in the first place. So you're only taking back what you know was yours, but because of the programs and they took stuff. Like there was certain abilities that I had before that I don't have, or just even that your deeper happiness and stuff that they took from you because of putting you through traumas. You can just take back your peace of mind and kind of create a balance on the inside of what was originally taken from you, so that you don't feel like you're any more a victim.
Right.
Each time you pull out of their systems, you become more whole. You become less a victim and no further used or easily hijacked or abducted because they don't have access to you anymore.
So I guess after we did our last video, I did get another laser cut or needle mark, or well, it was really a laser cut on my leg. Does anybody have any information on that? Still have it. I don't know if you really want to see it.
Yeah, let's see.
Okay. All right. Yeah, show everybody my
and that happened like that
legs. Okay, I'll try to get my camera over here.
Wow. Yep.
Sorry, my camera won't come any closer.
Yeah, no, I saw it. I could see the cut.
But I do have some photos, and not that really matters.
That's just crazy.
So, do you think that was the positive ETs?
No.
There it goes.
No, it definitely wasn't the positive ETs.
Was it connected to anything that we discussed?
Yeah. Yeah, that's nasty, huh?
Why can't one of these benevolent ETs why can't they give me some injections to help me remember?
I think that's why they asked me to do the work with you, to pull you out of that and pull you out of some of these groups that they're penalizing you or punishing you for interacting with me. And it could be, I'm feeling it was this woman, that handler, that was involved in that.
Are they able to look into the future and see like when we all start getting our memories back?
Daryl said that you start remembering more within the next 5 years.
Okay. So it sounds like it's going to take a
little while still.
Wow.
He says it's for your benefit. He says if you remembered some of the stuff, he said you wouldn't want to do this anymore.
The video.
Yeah. And sometimes you're not remembering certain things. It instills fear that they put in you so that you don't move forward. And he says just like he encouraged you in those My Labs to get out, that, rebel, and then it gets you out. It's like, I think there was one woman that said that she remembered you in a My Lab and that, you did some superhero stuff. sort of, and you're pulled out, and then it gets them all stirred up so that they can just cut themselves free. So in that sense, it's a big help. I don't think everyone's a real child. I think they are age regressed, and they're gifted, and they're the same ones are used over and over again. So it's really a nightmare, and if we can just stop it, that would be great.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to go over?
Daryl says he has to go to Seattle now. He says, but you're not there. So
all right.
But he will. He says, can I call on you when we need your help again?
All right. Shall we go proceed to Seattle?
Yeah, he says he's going the long way. Like he has to do it like naturally. He says he's going to see some things along the way. And then when he arrives there, he'll let me know.
Oh, so we need to do another session at a different time. You and I.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Will any of these children come forward in public and say, hey, this actually did happen? Maybe even do an audio recording if they don't want to be on camera?
Well, we can ask people if you feel that you're connected to this in any way, or if you have memories, let us know.
Oh, the audience members are listening.
Yeah. I've had people contact me and said that they saw someone that they thought looked like Daryl in California. They remember seeing a kid looking at them and, kind of fit the description.
All right.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll ask, people free to contact me and or James, and then we can talk about it again and then see if Daryl wants to talk again.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Well, thank you, Jessica, and thank you, listeners. I guess do you usually plug in your website at this point?
Yeah, I'll put it on the YouTube channel, and just thank everyone for listening. And everyone, like I tell everyone, it's not just me, it's not just James. We're all a part of this. This is a community, and we're going to free everyone, all the children, all the adults from my labs and other types of programs, MK programs, Monarch, Mobius, whatever else is out there that's keeping people in a state of that they can't live their life. And so if everyone collaborates and works together, I think we can do it.
Okay. And then my website is supersoldiertalk.com. Also visit neologicaltech.com to check out my meditation cubes. I've used if I was to meditate for more than an hour, I do get little glimpses, but I'm too busy to sit around for an hour now. Maybe some people out there have time to do that, but
yeah, I think you'll be able to do that in time, but I think
wish it didn't have to be an hour. Why does it have to be so difficult?
I don't know. I mean, I tell people you can meditate for 15 minutes or 10 minutes. Anything works. I'm always kind of a little bit half in, half out anyhow. So I have to have information coming in all the time. I do private sessions for people. And similar to what we did today, some people need, if they want to be pulled out of circumstances or something that they keep on seeing repeatedly through dreams, we can do that. We can work on that in a private session. And people can reach me at readingsbyariel.com. And let's keep working on it. And like I said, maybe there's a part of you, your subconscious knows that if you remember too much, you're not going to want to deal with it. So, as you free yourself, then it'll be a lot easier. And I'll tell you who that mother was when we're finished.
Oh, yeah. All right. Okay. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Trouble, bad dog in my house cold since the day I was born.